Dum-ba-da-dum. Howdy, Banjo Ben here at banjobenclark.com. This is your home to learn how to play guitar, mandolin, and banjo. We've got a really fun one today. We're going to learn how to play the fiddle tune Liberty, but we're also going to talk a lot about how to approach songs out of a C position. This song is in the key of D, so we have a couple different choices, right? We can either play it out of a D position, open, or, like we're going to do today, capo up to, play it out of a C position. Now, we're not only going to learn how to play the song, I want to talk to you about how to approach songs out of a C position, how to get some of these sounds that we're looking for, because we're going to do a mixture of melodic and scrugsy type stuff. You probably heard that in the lesson preview. If you're watching somewhere else besides banjobenclark.com, you can come over to the site, join as a Gold Peak member, have access to hundreds of videos. But if you are watching there on the site as a Gold Peak member, just scroll down. You'll see all of your lesson resources there, including the tabs and the practice track MP3s. Let's jump in. Let's cover a little bit of housekeeping. We are capoed up. I told you we're in the key of D, but we're going to play in the key of D by capoing up 2 frets and then playing out of a C position. Maybe you've done that before, maybe you haven't. I hope maybe that you haven't, because you're going to learn a whole lot today. But we're simply going to take our capo, move it up to the 2nd fret, make sure it's right behind that fret wire, and don't over tighten it. And then we're going to take our 5th string and we're going to put it underneath that 5th string little railroad spike there at the 7th fret, or maybe you have some other kind of capo device. So we're just moving everything up 2 frets. This is what you would do if you're playing in the key of A, of course. But we're going to play out of a C position, which is now the key of D. Now let's look at the tab. I want to cover a few things there. One is you have each one of my pick hand notifications there and those little circles beneath the notes. Those are the pick fingers that I use to play those notes. Those are suggested. I will just tell you that I use my thumb every chance I can get. I love using my thumb. So you'll maybe see some times where I use my thumb where maybe you're not convicted to use your thumb, and that's okay. You have some liberty there. Also, this is a standard fiddle tune. It's got those A and B parts, but I'm going to give you a kickoff. And maybe you're used to playing kickoffs to fiddle tunes in the key of G or out of the G position. But you're like, how in the world would I do it out of a C position? Well, here's an example. So you can hear the similarities in what I'm trying to do out of a G position and a C position. We're just establishing the tempo and letting the other pickers know when they're supposed to come in. So just slowly, I'll play those potatoes for you. And it walks right up into our melody. Now, this is more of an advanced song, so I'm not going to spend a lot of time explaining each note. I want to talk more about my approach and how I built the arrangement. And as we walk into that first A part, measure 7, we're going to use this first A part to really establish that melody. We're not going to get too far away from that. I'm going to use kind of the standard melodic licks that are expected in a fiddle tune, and then we'll break away from those and interpret the melody a bit more loosely with more licks here in a little while in the second A part. So my basic melody of Liberty, if you're familiar with that, you need to be, sounds like this. So we're going to get very, very close to that melody. We're going to grab some harmony notes as we see there in measure 7. I like the sound of that. We're going to do that same thing in measure 9. When we go to the F chord, I'm going to play some harmony notes. It just thickens it up a little bit. When I first wrote it, I only had the single melody notes. I thought, well, why not play the harmony? And you could even beef that up by maybe hammering into that first fret. Now, measure 8, we're going to jump up and play very, very close to what the fiddle would play on the melody. And we're going to use a melodic lick that maybe you've used. And that's why I love using melodics, is because we can get a whole lot of notes and not much movement with our fret hand. Listen to all those notes that we get and we hardly do anything. Maybe you've never done melodics before. If not, you need to go watch my Intro to Melodics course. But we're going to play at this position with our ring finger on the 5th fret, grab the 3rd fret up here. Then that gets you right in position to go into that F. Then go up to that very same position, measure 10. And I want to give you a hint. When you're playing melodics, don't pick up your finger if you're going to use it again. And you don't have to pick it up. So measure 10, once we put that ring finger down the 5th fret, It doesn't have to come up again. So don't pull it up. That'll make you faster in the future. That whole line. Again, you're going to see a lot of thumb usage by me, and that's because I'm very pro thumb. Measure 11. I'm going back to the C chord. And then I've got a cool little bluesy lick for you. Listen to this. Isn't that cool? So we're using that in substitute for the lick that we used a while ago. Listen, here's measure 8. Here's measure 12. Okay, so it's good to be able to know how to fall down. Okay, so our melody notes, this E note, and we're going back down to the root, the C note. How do I get there? Well, we need to be familiar with that melodic scale. But also know some blues notes that are in there, and I love that one, using that 2nd and 4th fret. So I always keep that one handy when I'm playing out of a C position. And then measure 13, go back to your F chord, okay, do a backwards roll, and then I just kind of do a little Scruggs Crows single string lick. Again. So the whole line. So now we've been through the A part one time, and we've stuck pretty close to the melody. Got a little blues notes here and there, a little bit of single string action. But now that we've established that melody, and as we go into the second A part, which is where we repeat that same melody, we're going to stretch out a little bit. And I want to change the theme up here. Instead of having those long quarter notes, boom, 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 I want to get some banjo gallop going there. And that's what we're going to do in measure 15. Check it out. Can you play 15 into 16? Can you still hear the melody? Oh, I bet you can. The melody goes. So we're working that in there. It's just not in the space that we're used to hearing it. But since we've already established it earlier with those quarter notes, now we can incorporate it into a roll, and people's ears are going to pick up on it. A lot of pull-offs and hammer-ons. And the reason why I did that is because I just love doing that. And I try to make them crisp, and we want to make them in time. These are all 8th note hammer-ons and pull-offs, so they happen in the same, they're the same length of notes as all the other notes that we're playing. It goes right into the F position, really nice. Then I want to slide up to the 5th fret with my pinky, going into 18. And guess what that does? It puts you right in position to run a little melodic lick down. The whole line. I want to give you another tip. When we start doing these backward rolls, playing this melody in this way, you want to try to accent that first string. It just sounds good. Let me play it without the accent, and then I'll play it back through with the accent, see if you can hear the difference. Now a little bit of gallop and accent in the first string. Okay, it just puts some feeling into your playing, and it brings out the head of that melody. So where people are, their ears are brought to that top string, and it kind of lets them know this note has priority. So that sounds really good, doesn't it? And then we're going to hammer into 19 just because I wanted to find a different way to present the melody. So remember, our basic melody goes. So here we're going to start by hammering. And then in measure 20, look what happens. We rest on the first beat and then come in on the end of one. Now, why would we do that? I just wanted to show you that sometimes you don't have to play every note. Matter of fact, sometimes it's more catchy, more tasty if you leave notes out. And I just wanted to give you an example of that. I think it sounds great. You're expecting to hear a note there, then there's a rest, and you're just like, what happened? And then you come back in kind of with a left hook in there. So again, 1920 sound like this. Isn't that nice? and then another little melodic hook. Till we go, then we'll go into the B part. So this whole line. Oh, that's so fun. If you're watching on YouTube or Facebook, come on over to the site. You can see the rest of this lesson, download the tabs and the MP3s. If you're watching here on the site, just scroll down and click on the next lesson video segment.